The road to Redbull Wololo Legacy is underway, guys. This is week number 3, and we've got an absolute fantastic set for you guys. It is the Battle of the Brothers, Wham and puppypaw. The winner of this best of 3 set will actually progress to the final 8 for week number 3 for the road to Redbull Wololo Legacy. So we've got a new map for us today, 4 lakes, a community-generated map, and it's going to be fantastic because we've seen 4 lakes in Age of Empires 2, and now we're seeing it on the Age of Empires 4 game. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's introduce the players. We've got in the southeast corner of the map, puppypaw playing in blue as the Holy Roman Empire. And on the west side of the map, we have got Wham playing in red as the French. Interesting matchup. And I mean, look at the map. So 4 lakes. It's a new one that we've seen in Age of Empires 4. So it's going to get some, getting used to. We're going to have to think about what the meta is going to be, what playstyles that people will have. But essentially, you've got 4 lakes, as the name suggests. In each corner of the map, obviously the deep sea fishing is hugely fast in terms of the gather rate and efficiency. And we've got 4 lakes dotted around the map. We're stuck on the west now and on the south. And each player has one effectively that's relatively close to them, as you can see. It's on the east here for puppypaw and on the west for Wham. And then you've got 2 so-called neutral ones, which you can fight over and look to deny or bolster your economy with. And yeah, we should see what kind of the strategies are. Often, I mean, really, you will be going for your own water here. Water is so efficient and so strong, you can't really afford to ignore it. It's just a question of whether you go for the neutral ones and how much resources you put into denying your opponent's main dock. Do you know how much do you strategize the land over the water? Obviously, the main battle will be over land, but it can't be underestimated the power of that food income from the water. Now, in the early game, often we see that the feudalage is very, very strong for the French. But because of the prelate, the castle age timing can be really strong for the Holy Roman Empire. The prelate has a 40% boost of the gather speed of the villagers when they're buffed. And that is, that's this huge amount of economy, like a bonus. It's huge. The French, on the other hand, have passive bonuses where they get cheaper buildings. So, for example, the lumber mill will be cheaper, and same with the mining camp and so forth. So we do see a bit of pressure here going on by puppypaw on the left side on that dock. And this is key because one strategy will be to take out your opponent's dock so that the fishing ships can't actually deposit the food once they've gathered it. And I mean, one method could be mass scouts to just siege that down. But often you'll find players walling in their corner of the map from what we've seen so far. But, this game is so fresh. This map is so fresh that we don't really know what to expect as such. And it'll be really interesting to see how the meta develops. Okay, well, we've got Wham getting wheelbarrow as the French, and that's going to help his wood economy, that's for sure. We see the prelate being brought out by puppypaw just to heal up these villagers because they are under attack by these scouts. Just being annoying. Looks like he tried to get an outpost as well. Didn't quite manage it, but now the scouts are going to try and trap the prelate maybe. And now puppypaw is going to settle for that outpost. It kind of really needs it. And he's going to go up with the Ark and Chapel. So you can actually garrison your prelate inside the Ark and Chapel, and then you'll see an area of influence. You see this yellow circle. All the villagers that are in there will all be buffed by 40% in terms of their gather speed. That's hugely strong. It's a bit... Oh, this is a bit of an awkward placement, actually. It's not going to get all of the gold villagers. So, I mean, that's a bit rough. A bit further, well, kind of towards his opponent, though, to be fair, it would be... If he moved it a little bit across, past that wood line a little bit, he would get the wood line, and he would still get the gold as well. But only a handful of the villagers will be garrisoned and will be under the influence of the Ark and Chapel, and the prelate will be healing up some of the villagers that are weak that have been brought back. And the sheep could always be put down to this corner of the town centre, so it's a bit awkward for puppypaw, but we shall see how much of an impact that makes. That's quite a big deal, actually, when you think about it. Okay, school cavalry going up for the French. No surprises there, really. And we shall see what Wham decides to do. Does he go for quite a heavy feudal age, or does he just go for a couple of knights here and there just to put some pressure on? We shall see, we shall see. What should be said, though, is the relic spawn seems to be relatively nice here for puppypaw, if it so heads that way. Obviously, the Holy Roman Empire can go for the Regnus Cathedral, a very strong landmark, which essentially doubles the amount of gold income that they would get from relics. Of course, I mean, you can only garrison 2 relics in there. Oh, there's an outpost rush. Okay, so Wham looking to pile on the pressure with outposts. Puppypaw looking to fight this with villagers. He's got more villagers, so this looks like a good option. He's going to actually start to siege down the outpost. I'm not sure Wham can win this. I'm not sure Wham can get that outpost up. And so it looked to be like he was going to go for 2 outposts, but it looks like both of them are going to be denied. Puppypaw does need to keep hold of the gold because it's a bit of an awkward spot if he loses it. One thing to note about the map is that, well, first of all, his side of things, both golds are super far forward, so outposts here for Wham would deny both golds, and that would be huge. Puppypaw decides to delete that outpost, not looking to be going up, and is going to siege down slowly the outpost. But there are 2 scouts there doing a lot of damage, and I mean, I think Puppypaw should be able to hold this off, but this is going to change everything. Wham bringing in a knight, as you can see, is charging in, does get the charge attack, and we'll be trying to take out some villagers, but you do usually need 2 knights to get that kind of one shot. And Puppypaw able to garrison the village, but there are a couple of weak there, so Wham could snipe one here. I think he's going to snipe one. He's going to get one in, and he gets one. And this knight has already done, I mean, he's already done a lot of damage. Just getting that one villager is definitely worth it at this level of gameplay. Now, Puppypaw is really struggling for gold. He might have to go around to the south corner, but that's super exposed. He is struggling for gold. Of course, he is already up into the next stage, and we see Wham going super aggressive. He's docking. He's actually docking his opponent's water. We do see a galley archer ship coming out for Puppypaw to defend his fishing ships. This is something that's commonly done to deny your opponent, is to dock your opponent's pond, and that's exactly what Wham's done. Is being super aggressive, and is going to go for a forward proxy barracks as well to add things into the mix. Looking to possibly siege down that opponent's dock. Probably not, actually. It's a bit too far away, but he decides to pull away from that idea of getting the barracks, rather keeping those villagers active on gathering food. Villagers quite heavy on gold, so I suspect it's going to be quite a heavy night play for Wham, looking to get those units across the map as soon as possible. That's the only thing I can think of for having this number of villagers on gold, or possibly even looking to fast castle. Even there, that's a lot of villagers on gold, so certainly going to be keeping up the night production, I suspect. Arrow slits is in place for Wham, and so that's going to make things even more tricky for Puppypaw. We see archers coming forward for Wham, looking to pile on the pressure. We see that archery range back at home, and looking to pile in the pressure, put on the heat, because the thing for the Puppypaw now is going to struggle with is the lack of gold. He's going to have to invest in feudalage, that is for sure. He's going to have to fight back and push these outposts, this one outpost anyway. He's going to have to deal with that to have access to gold again. It looks like he's going to go down to the south gold, yeah. It looks like he's already there. He's got an outpost there. We said it earlier. This is really what he has to do. He has to get gold from somewhere, and that's where he's gone. I'd be interested to see if he gets arrow slits. It'd probably be a nice upgrade to get, but we shall see how Puppypaw plays this. Looking to pile some pressure now. Wham is going down to the south with some archers, but there are a couple of spearmen here for Puppypaw. Quite a lot of spearmen and some horsemen as well to add into the mix. Looks like Wham is really doubling down on the horses now. Don't forget, the French get the Hulk in the feudal age, and this is an incredibly strong unit. I mean, all the other civilizations get something similar, if not the same thing, the Hulk, in the castle age, and obviously Puppypaw is nowhere near that. Looks like Wham is quite happy to look to take out the dock. Actually, looking to take out the fishing ships now with the Hulk. He's got that barracks down as well, looking to get the spearman upgrade to accompany the archers. So it looks like archer spearman could be a very nice combination for Wham at this point. And a couple of knights in there as well to add into the mix. Very nice army composition. The Hulk doing great work on the water. And this is a huge deal, guys, because for every fishing ship that Puppypaw loses, Wham has one, and that's going to be gathering a lot of food for him in the long run, and that will help him afford these knights. It will help him afford the spearmen. It will help him afford everything. And he's going to retreat back to the outpost, which he is getting arrow slits with, by the way. And we noticed that Puppypaw doesn't actually have arrow slits on his outpost. And that's a big deal, because it means he has to garrison villagers or army there, have to keep them idle in order to be able to fire and keep his opponent away. Alright, we see a mass movement of the wood line. I don't know where the wood is for Puppypaw. It's non-existent. He doesn't actually have any villagers on wood. He's gone for food and gold, looking to get that castle age time in, which he is actually going to go up to the next stage now. So he will be able to spam man-at-arms if he does go for the Burgher of Palace, which I suspect he's going to do. That's exactly what he's going to do. Has to, really. Has to go aggressive. He's going to really rush that down with 18 villagers, guys. That's going to go up in no time. He'll get the man-at-arms out, and Wham is needing to... he'll need to keep an eye on that, because having the age-up technology is actually super important. It's very strong, and you can see Wham taking out a lot of fisher ships. The Hulk is a little bit idle now. He needs to get moving, he needs to get cracking, he needs to do his work. But he will be doing that now. Puppypaw now going up to the next stage with the Burgher of Palace. We'll be able to get some man-at-arms on the field, and that will... I mean, that's going to be hard to deal with. There are knights here on the field for Wham, so that'll trade effectively, but it's not the, you know, the ultimate counter unit that you'd want. You'd really want crossbows, but you'll need to be in the castle stage for yourself for that to happen, and Wham needs to be careful not to run into this mass of spearmen. A heck of a lot of them. Puppypaw doing well to defend this area, and he has to defend this area, really. This is his only goal that he has access to, just for now at least. And Wham looking to back off here, going to be regrouping, maybe looking to have a couple of skirmishes, assaults here now and again. But we'll probably need to think about going to the castle age himself in order to do the damage. It's done quite a bit of damage already. We do see the economy, 38 for Puppypaw, 55 for Wham. Don't forget the French town centre works a bit faster as well. So he produces villagers faster. Don't forget, he's got the dock on the west side. Wham seems to be in very good control. He's actually going to go for a heavy feudal aggression, so he's not going to go for the castle age. He has to do one or the other, and it looks like he's going to go for the heavy feudal age with some rams, with some archers, with some knights. Still looking to do damage. We see the Hulk ships now looking to just kill the fish, and the thing is, Wham is on 2 docks here. He's actually fishing in Puppypaw's base, which makes total sense. The economy is going to be huge, and he's going to be able to spam units for forever here. And that's going to be important. He needs to keep up the pressure, because he won't want to let Puppypaw mass up the man-at-arms. If he lets Puppypaw mass up the man-at-arms, that could be a big problem, because then it becomes a need for you to have loads of units. And the knights are there, but they're really easily countable by the spearmen. The man-at-arms can't really be countered here in the feudal age. You can get mass up of archers, but with this army composition with the spearmen, man-at-arms combination is hugely strong. And this is going to be a fight for Wham, but I don't think he's going to want to take it. The knights won't be able to do too much damage. It will be able to take some of the spearmen out, but the spearmen are targeted to take them out. And there are a couple of archers here, just a handful for Puppypaw. Don't forget the man-at-arms as well. And yeah, this is a bad fight for Wham. He maybe felt like he needed to do some damage. He did a decent amount, but he will need to back off. He's going to retreat back to the outpost, which has got the fortifications on it. And the man-at-arms will push this back, but Wham does have the numbers. Look at the number of knights he has. And this is all to do with the fishing economy, which is so huge. He gets the charge attack. It definitely does take a great trade here. So Wham, wow, that's actually a really good fight. He actually baits his brother into that fight, which he doesn't necessarily needed to have taken, but he does. And now Wham is definitely he's in the driving seat. Got plenty of knights on the field. The spearmen do go down relatively quick. Don't forget the French get Bloomery, especially if he's got the blacksmith, which I suspect he probably has by now, which he has. The French get Bloomery for free, which is the attack upgrade. And it looks like now the knights are going to die. They're going to take the villagers off of gold. That's going to be key, because don't forget the 2 gold on the north have been denied, and this is going to be a big focus for attack here. Wham is going to look to desperately deny that gold. If he denies that gold, well, that's no more man-at-arms, and then that castle age upgrades kind of not so important anymore. A lot of fishing eco here for Wham as well on the east corner of the map. The knights are going to dive the main economy here. The village count is going to be absolutely dire for Puppypaw. 39 to 70 for Wham. This game is looking good for Wham. Wham looking to secure the first game of the best of 3, and he's doing a great job of it. Again, the villagers try and go up to the north. Can't do it though because of the arrow sits in the tower. And Wham slowly creeping forward to deny the wood as well, which is going to be a massive issue. So Wham feels like it can't really pressurize the gold too much just yet. And so he's going to go for the wood. He's going to go for the food as well here. He's pressuring it everywhere. He's pressuring it everywhere with his knights. And he can take a decent fight here if he chooses to, but he won't. He'll back off. He's not going to pressure it. He doesn't feel like he's in any rush to do so. And who could blame him? He's getting a lot of map control here with the outpost. There is a ram now taking Puppypaw's outpost. This is not great news for Puppypaw. He's got a couple of proxy bases, a proxy base here in the north for Wham, looking to secure that area and pump in more units. And this is looking great for Wham. Wham gets to the castle edge, and I think we should be able to see the GG here for Puppypaw. There's probably no way back into this. We shall see if he tries to keep on going. Don't forget, there's high stakes on this map. So, you know, you can't blame him for cracking on here. And the Knight's going to dive in and get the charge attack there. That's going to be a huge fight for Wham. Definitely going to be taking the advantage. Now, what Wham is doing here is so key. He's actually just taking a charge attack, backing off, and then it's going to be charging again. And there is the GG. puppypaw taps out. Wham takes the first game of the best of 3. He's in the driving seat. puppypaw needs to pull one back to have a chance to qualify for the last 8 for the Redbull Wololo week number 3. Don't go anywhere, guys. The second game is coming right up. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 between puppypaw and Wham. And in the northeast corner of, well, actually no, it's the north corner of the map, we've got puppypaw playing in blue as the Chinese. On the west corner of the map, we have got Wham playing as the Holy Roman Empire. The map is Frisian Marshes, one of the community developed maps. So we've actually seen in this set already 2 maps from the community. It just shows how fantastic this community is and how they're developing the maps. You know, developing great maps for esports, competitive esports. And this is the second map that we're seeing today from the set from the community. Frisian Marshes, we saw it last week, developed by Adne. And don't forget, guys, the first map, 4 Lakes, was developed by Bidalin. And I believe there's a second, someone else who helped with that as well. I can't quite remember the name. If someone remembers, please do drop it in the comment section below. I want to have a look at it because obviously it's really important that we credit these community members on such a fantastically well done job on these maps. Now, the Civ matchup, Chinese versus Holy Roman Empire. We see a little bit of a reverse. Wham picking the Holy Roman Empire this time, and puppypaw playing as a Chinese. So, I mean, the Chinese, you know, it's always hard to call with the Chinese because they're so flexible as a civilization. They can do lots of things. They can go Song Dynasty, they can play the economy approach, they can go super aggressive with supervised buildings, production buildings, a Jugnu Rush, Archer Rush, you name it. Supervising those production buildings is super strong. Essentially makes 1 into 3. And let's not forget as well, the fact that the villagers produce and build quicker. You know, an outpost rush with the Chinese is very viable. We shall see what puppypaw decides to do on this. Does he go for an outpost rush? Does he say, look, Wham, you got me good on the first game, but I'm going to show you how it feels to be outpost rushed. We shall see. I'd love to see it, but we shall see. Now, the thing is that puppypaw will need to be aggressive against the Holy Roman Empire, because the Holy Roman Empire is one of those civilizations where if you leave them unchecked for too long, they can cause you serious problems later on. A fast castle into Regnitz Cathedral with that gold income is super strong with the Holy Roman Empire. They have a very quick uptime as well with the prelate here. We've said it before, we'll say it again. That 40% increased or speed of gathering for the villagers is super strong. And it's a great way to get up to the next stage quickly. But, you know, the Chinese, they have a little secret weapon in their hands as well. They've got the Imperial Official. You can supervise the buildings here. Now, the big difference between what the Chinese do and what the Holy Roman Empire do is the Chinese with the Imperial Official actually effectively gather more resources overall. They make each sheep count for more with the supervision. The Holy Roman Empire, though, they just chew through their resources quicker. Guys, I know what you're thinking. We saw those villagers go forward, and that's exactly what's happening. Wham sees it, but 6 villagers going forward for puppypaw. He is being aggressive. I wonder what it could be. I mean, is it going to be something a bit crazy here? We're going to see the Barbican of the Sun because he's got the resources to do it. He's got 400 food, almost 200, well, almost 200 gold. Just one more drop off and he'll do it. Doesn't have that many villagers on food though. But he will drop it off eventually, and the gold as well. I don't know what these villagers are doing. Holy smokes, with a bit of distraction here. I think they were going to... Okay, they gathered the 200 gold, and now they're going to wood. This is a super early Barbican rush. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my bones. Holy Roman Empire, Wham, you've got to do something about this. How is he going to stop this? I don't think he can. He's going to look to get an outpost, though. Wham, looking to secure the gold vein and this part of the entry for that puppypaw can make. He's going to drop the Barbican of the Sun there. Holy smokes, and it will go up. He's going to go a bit closer. He's going a bit closer. Okay. He's going a bit closer. Wham can't do too much about this. But maybe he can get... I mean, he can garrison his outpost. I'm not sure if that ranges. That will at least kill some villagers, reduce the speed that it's going up with. It does get the scout in there, but there are 2 scouts from puppypaw as well, just to support those villagers. That's not going to be enough villagers, Wham. You're going to lose a lot of villagers here. There's a prelate healing, I guess, as well, somewhere. I saw a plus sign there. Yeah, there is a prelate somewhere. But Wham deciding to go back. He's going to look to try and snipe the villagers with the outpost, and looks like... I mean, Puppypaw will get this up, but not without losses. He's going to move the villagers closer to the right, and this is so strong for Puppypaw. That Barbican on the side will go up. I'm not sure why I'm going to do much about it. He's going to, I don't know, it looked like for a second there he was going to pull more villagers, but he decides against it. I don't know, it's so hard to know what to do with that situation. He decides to pull back. He's going to move his economy backwards. But the problem is for Wham, it's the same what happened to Puppypaw. He's lacking gold. And the huge thing is that this is Wham's back gold. Wham probably thought, nothing's going to happen here. This is going to be totally safe, right? Wrong. Against the Chinese is a big deal here. There is another gold vein on the right. That's super exposed. And it's closer. It's even closer than this one was to Puppypaw. So Puppypaw got a huge advantage here. The Barbican Sun in a nice spot. It denies the mill. It denies the berries. Denies the stone. I mean, you can't really ask for much better than that. An outpost here for Puppypaw will really seal the deal in terms of map control. Puppypaw taking the deer as well. This is a great bit of economy here. 7 villagers gathering, what's one of the most fastest food resources in the game. I mean, to be fair, on this map we do have the shorefish, which is the fastest that you can get on this map as well, unless it's deep water fish, which we don't have on this map. And then of course you got the boar, but I mean, super quick to latch onto the deer. There's no walking space there. It doesn't have wheelbarrow, but doesn't need it at this stage, and this is so rough for Wham. He's going to look to try and get some gold. Actually, can he sneak it? Can he actually get this gold? I think he can. I don't think the Barbican just ranges that, so it does make him invest in an extra 50 wood, but that's actually really key for Wham. He actually has access to gold, and that is huge because gold is such an important thing to have going up to the next stage. Speaking of the next stage, Wham is in the feud lane. He's gone for horsemen with the stable, looking to pump out those units and idle the economy. A couple of scouts here for Puppypaw. He's going to have to be careful with these villages. Doesn't want to get caught out by the horsemen. Maybe want to get some army involved as well, but he's a little bit behind, obviously, with the going forward there with the idle villages for a while. But more than worth it. He's going to go for a village, which is a very nice building, which you're seeing much more use of now since the new updates and patches. It increases maximum population by 40 and is very cost effective in terms of wood. But we see now a horseman on the field. Looks like Puppypaw is going to retreat to this outpost. It garrisons 5 villages. He loses 1, but he will be taking one of Wham's as well. Looks like Wham looking to get the deer himself, or was he going to go forward to build? Okay, he's going to build an outpost on the deer and look to get that food. He ran out of the berries, or couldn't take the berries rather, and he wants some protection. I'm a bit surprised he's not going for a shorefish. Putting a mill there, the shorefish in an outpost, but it is what it is. It's a bit safer this way if he needs to. He's got 10 villages there. One outpost actually won't do it though. So if Puppypaw was aggressive, he's going to build another mill on the berries, looking to get some food income, and we see a horseman now from Wham looking to attack Puppypaw. He sees the villagers on the gold. It's actually in the range of the town centre, so that horseman might pick a village or two, but he will be going down to the town centre. And this is huge, so it looks like a second town centre is on the cards for Puppypaw. No Song Dynasty just yet. 2 horsemen now going to dive. He's looking to take some villages and really reduce the economy. He should get 1. He does get 1 village, but has to back off because of the town centre fire. Takes quite a lot of HP damage, but definitely worth it overall. Alright. Reclamation of the deer with the prelate working hard. And we do see an outpost going out for Puppypaw. That's not going to go up actually. He's going to pull that village away. Delete the outpost. Good awareness now. This is fortified, this outpost. So whilst, maybe the Barbican rush is not a killer blow. And it's very often that you won't get a killer blow like this. But he has idled the economy for a while. And Wham, as the game goes on, Wham is going to struggle for his next gold. Now, there's a fortified outpost here. And you start to think, well, where is the next gold going to come from? And you'd be hard pressed to know where, because the next gold out is super far across the map and is super exposed. So that's something that Wham will need to think about as the game goes on, but it's going to be in the feud lane for a little while for now. And he's still slowly gathering this gold, which he's got plenty of. He's got access to that. That's the main thing. Having access is the main thing. An outpost going down for Puppypaw, looking to protect this economy. You have to, really, with this number of sheep on the... That's a lot of sheep, guys. Holy smokes, there's a lot of villagers there as well, so at least 1 outpost will be enough. That will be mandatory, really. It won't be enough because there's a lot of villagers there, so we might need some more. 2 town centres there. Interesting to see if he gets Song Dynasty. Now the back gold for Puppypaw is at risk here. A couple of horsemen looking to deny that gold vein, and that's an issue. He will still be able to get gold from the Imperial Official, the pickup of the tax here, as you can see. Picking up that juicy coin. and bringing it back to the town center. But look at the economy for Wham. He's actually got a lot of economy. 1,200 food almost looking up to get to the castle age. And I suspect we'll see the Burger of Palace. I'd be surprised to see anything else with the amount of pressure that puppypaw has put down. But Wham may have other plans and other ideas. Still trying to harass the villagers there, but the outpost is more than enough now. I won't be able to secure that. He's managed to secure that position, and it doesn't look like Wham's going to be able to do too much more damage without getting to the next stage. 2 horsemen on the field for puppypaw just to look to even up the numbers and do some damage and protect his villagers that are on gold now. That's a good move because he does need that gold income to be guaranteed. Okay, Wham is going up with the Regnus Cathedral. Okay, he's going to play this more of a macro approach, which is fair enough. There are lots of relics to be gathered on the field. And the Barbican of the Sun, I guess, is quite content at this situation now. The Barbican of the Sun is not denying anything too kind of, I don't know how to put it. I mean, nothing that can't be recovered, let's put it that way. But there are a lot of outposts here for puppypaw. That will have to be dealt with for the expansion to be smooth. But he's expanding here on the southeast, which is a nice place to do so. And he's going for the shorefish now and an outpost. I suspect puppypaw will see this and looking to deny the prelate and the relic, but there is an outpost there. And I think if you're Wham, you probably want to deal with this because you want that relic. He's looking to try and get the relic as soon as he gets to the next stage. Wham does get to the castle stage, probably going to pick up the relic and try and run. The scout doesn't do that much damage. Going to bring him close to the outpost, and the scout will probably be dying there. In fact, he might even garrison the relic. Yeah, he's going to garrison the relic in the outpost, and this scout will probably go down. In any case, Horseman's still denying the gold there for Wham. I mean, this is perfect from Wham. And this is the fact that he's denying the gold is actually really huge. And kind of surprising that puppypaw's letting that happen, because puppypaw's going to be struggling. He's moved out. He's moved out, hasn't he? He moved out for gold. He must have. Yeah, he's moved out for gold. Fine. He's got something secured, nice and secured. He's going to wall up that side as well. This is much more of a security. Oof, he probably doesn't have that scouted because a nice wall there would have been. Yeah, it doesn't have that scouted. A nice wall there would have been sufficient and very, very nice. In any case, the main thing is to get that secure, and he does so. Maybe a wall to this outpost will be. Yeah, there we are. Just as I say, he does it. An outpost will protect him here with the wall for sure. That gold needs to be secured, and he does just that. Okay, Song Dynasty is in now for the Chinese, so puppypaw looking to take maximum advantage of the 2 town centers, really build up a villager lead, which he will need to do because if he hands over relics can be very strong in the hands of the Holy Roman Empire. We saw a knight come out there, another relic being picked up for the Holy Roman Empire. I think puppypaw will need to get out of there. He won't be able to take that fight just now, but he will dive right back in as soon as that Wololo ends. I'm sure of that. There we are. 31 villagers for Wham, 53 for puppypaw. So the economy really, really strong here for Puppy, and he looks like he's just going to be doubling down on the walls, looking to secure his base and just mass up and expand from there. The sheep economy here is huge. Not the fastest resources to be picked up, but I mean, when you've got that many and how protected it is, it's a good indicator for the way the game might end up going. And that is great to have that food income, because obviously 2 TC Song Dynasty is not cheap, that's for sure. Going for the full walls now, and a proxy stable going down for Wham, getting that up and personal, up and close, looking to do some damage with some knights as well. And looking like Wham is trying to be a bit more aggressive in the castle age. He will need to do so because of the villager count. The longer this game goes on at this stage, puppypaw looks to be in a strong position. Really, the only thing that Wham can do to catch up will be going for that printer, that village printer in the form of the Palace of Swabia in the Imperial Age for Holy Roman Empire. Not a bad shout, we've seen it done time and time again. Looks like Wham looking to get that outpost down and denying that walls in the process. But the outpost won't go up. There's a lot of hardened spearmen here, looking to take down the armoured units in the form of knights and the stable units. And we see another knight come in, but you have to be careful. There are quite a few spearmen here on the loose. And as you can see, they're going to take down one more knight with the assistance of the town centre. And puppypaw will get fully walled up once he takes out this outpost. A bit awkward though, because that does actually keep him open for a little while. Quite a few outposts on the field now for puppypaw. As you say, that offers a lot of protection for his base that is walled up. Horseman getting great value though on the wood line. The village is going to take it down instead. There is a knight there. That's not to be snuffed at. Probably taking a villager out as well, but the spearmen do clamor on that and take him out. Okay, puppypaw sees the stable. He's going to have to address that situation because he is technically still open. Wham's still trying to do some damage. He does have the mobility on his side compared to the spearmen. Three spearmen looking to siege down that outpost and complete the walls. And yeah, I mean, looking smooth here for Puppy. As soon as he gets those walls up, he can be safe. He can boom harder than he already has. 32 villagers for Wham, 67 for Puppypaw. I think it looks like Wham is opting for the Imperial Age to get that printer. He'll be there very soon. I suspect the Palace of Swabia. The question is, where does he put it? That's the only question that remains. He's probably going to be putting it out front where the new resources are. We shall see where he puts it. Blacksmith going up, Monastery as well, picking up some more relics. Where is that Palace of Swabia? It's not actually teched up just yet, I think. No, it hasn't yet. Wham does get to the castle age now. Puppypaw spent that food and gold, but he's almost there. He can afford it soon. And the pocket space will be going down for Wham. And Puppypaw walling up behind that. The question is now, Puppypaw is going to need to be a bit careful. He's going to need a smooth transition off to another food resource. Looks like he's going to go for the shorefish, maybe. There's a lot of stone. He's going to go for a keep, maybe a forward keep. There's a lot of villages, guys. He wants stone. He's supervising it as well. That's ridiculous. He's going to get so much stone there. It's insane. Let's take a look at the income per minute for the stone. It's not dropped off just yet, so... Ooh, actually, yeah, it hasn't dropped off just yet, but once it does, you can see now the stone income really skyrocketing. Yeah, that's very, very nice. 300 odd, and it's going to be increasing from there as well anyway. Yeah, let's go back to current resources. Bit of action here. Barrack going down for Wham. He's going to go for the man-at-arms. Puppypaw, this is where he struggles in this situation. You need to get to... Well, actually, he is in the castle age, to be fair. You need to transition to something that counters that, because man-at-arms are hard to counter other than crossbows, really. You can mix in a lot of other unit compositions, but they're just not as effective as the crossbows, and that's exactly what we see here. 3 archery rangers going down to produce those crossbows, can hide behind the walls just for now, buy them some time, and the prelate looking to try and get the sacred site, but there are a couple of spearmen there looking to deny that. Oh, what's... Okay, it looks like it was defensive keep for Puppypaw. Decides to actually go out. The man-at-arms looking to back off. I mean, that could have been a close call, that's for sure. Oh, it could still be a close call. This could be a doubt castle. I mean, the villagers do build super fast. I think he'll probably get it up, but he decides to back off. Doesn't want to lose the villagers. Probably makes sense. And he's going to bring the crossbows in behind. Not many of them, only 3. Even with the best of kiting, he probably won't be able to deny this. I think you need to rush this castle, do one or the other. Spearmen are going to join in the fight as well, but the crossbows get taken out. In the meantime, the villagers are looking to build the keep. There are man-at-arms on the right side coming in as well, but the keep will go up. A couple of villagers will go down. But this offers so much protection from Puppypaw. This is not to be underestimated. This key position is absolutely fantastic. Not only does it protect the food, the berries, it protects the food here, the shorefish, and the gold. And that's exactly where he heads out to. He's going to need that secondary gold mine. This one is relatively safe here. Puppypaw wants that secure gold. He wants to get to the next stage, or at least produce army. He needs gold to produce his crossbows. So that's the main step forward for him. But I'm not sure if he sees this proxy barracks base, because he may want to deal with that. He doesn't want to be sneaky. Yeah, he's not going to see. He doesn't see that actually. Puppypaw probably won't react to that. Interesting position we have ourselves. No Imperial Agent for Wham just yet. He's committing to the man-at-arms, it seems. And this could be crucial, because without the Imperial Age upgrades, without the Palace of Swabia, the villager count is never going to climb up for Wham to match Puppypaw. 97 for Puppypaw, 38. I mean, it just doesn't even feel like Wham's producing villagers at this point. He's on 1 town centre. Wham is going to be losing this game unless he puts some heavy pressure. So look at to take out the Barbican of the Sun, which will help his position, but I don't know, guys. Wham has got to push, and he's got to push now, because he is on a timer. He was on a timer right from when that Barbican of the Sun was dropped. And this timer is ticking. It's ticking, ticking, ticking. It does have all 2 sacred sites rather on this map, which will help his gold trickle, but I mean, we're going to be seeing these outposts taken down very soon, and we already see it happening. There is a treb on the field. There's a trebuchet on the field for Puppypaw. There's a clock tower counterweight trebuchet as well, no less. And he's going to be taking that outpost and pressurizing that sacred site. But it is going forward now. going to be getting another keep. Let's look at the position. He hasn't placed the foundation just yet, unless he can afford to. Looks like he's going to look to secure the sacred sites with this keep. And Wham's going to be in trouble here because there's spearmen and there's crossbows. So I really like this army composition because, I mean, with crossbows, which Wham already knows that his brother's going for, the crossbows will deal with the man-at-arms. And there is the GG. Wham taps out. He has to really. He's so far behind on the economy. He probably knows it. Puppypaw gets it back. 1-1. He pushes it to a game 3. This is going to be such a key game for this set where it's the decider, isn't it? And whoever wins this game is going to progress to the last 8. Don't go anywhere, guys. Third game coming right up. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 3 for the Battle of the Brothers. In the south corner of the map, we've got Puppypaw playing in blue as the French. And in the north corner of the map, we've got Wham playing in red as the Abbasid dynasty. The map, I believe, is Dry Arabia. It is indeed Dry Arabia. So it'd be an interesting matchup. The Abbasid dynasty can be really strong against the French in many ways, but we shall see, because obviously it just depends on how the players play it. But the Abbasid dynasty often go for the 2 town centers with the fresh foodstuffs technology from the House of Wisdom, and can really bolster the economy with that because it reduces the villager cost by 50%. And so really you can get that second town center super fast with the Abbasid dynasty, which you can with many other civilizations. But the thing to note about the fresh foodstuffs is it lets you keep those TCs running when your economy is super fragile. Not only that, it enables you to defend your base, because with the villagers costing less, it means you've got more food to pump into units. And it's military that wins fights, military that wins wars. And that's something that Wham will be able to do with the Abbasid dynasty with fresh foodstuffs. The French, on the other hand, they have a town centre that runs even faster. So it means they're going to be chewing through that food even quicker, which again is not necessarily a bad thing if you've got the food. So that's something that Puppypaw will need to have. If the French feudal age is super strong, so the Abbasid dynasty do have to be careful not to be put under too much pressure. I mean, this is fantastic. There's high stakes in this game. The Battle of the Brothers, we shall see what these brothers decide to do strategy-wise. French versus Abbasid, or the Abbasid really. And we shall see how this one pans out. The House of Wisdom going down now, looking to get that position so that they can get the all the buildings within the network to unlock the golden age as soon as possible. We'll need more builders than this, of course. But once he does get that in, that's definitely going to be boosting his economy. We see Puppypaw getting a lot of resources in, almost going to be able to afford the next stage fairly soon. Just needs a bit more food, and will be on the way pretty soon, it seems, actually. Okay, you might be seeing this as well. You think, well, why do some civilizations tend to go to berries? Why do some civilizations go to sheep? And it's because the Abbasid dynasty have a bonus of increasing the food count on their berry bush. As you can see, they get 350 out of 250. Makes no sense there, but that's because they have the bonus. As you can see, on the other hand, the French only get 250 out of 250. That will stay the same once the mill is built. And yeah, we see this school of cavalry. You know, if we were in no doubt about that, that's for sure. Going up with 4 villagers, so looking to be relatively aggressive. I've got 3 villagers on gold. And as you can see, the French are going to be harassing the villagers. I think Wham's going to need to be a bit careful. He's going to need something to defend these villagers, gold villagers that are forward. Of course, they don't necessarily need to depend too much on gold in the feudal age, the Abbasid dynasty, but it's still relatively important to have a decent castle age uptime. And it's just a resource that you don't want to be, off of for too long. And one strategy can be done. I don't think we really ever see it, because the Abbasid dynasty, you really want to make the maximum use of that fresh foodstuffs. So, second town center is very common, but a fast castle for the Abbasid dynasty against the French with some outposts to defend your key resources could be pretty strong, especially if the French is just sending 1 or 2 knights. If they're sending more than that, going for a French all-in feudal age, that's much more of a problem. The castle age there will be a bit crazy. As we see some scouts here trying to harass the gold villagers, and this village is going to be very low on health. She does get pulled back. Well, she made it in time. She does a quick drop off, and she does go back, and the scouts are letting her live to fight another day. With Puppypaw almost up to the feudal age. There we have it. He is there. And we see Wham almost there as well, not too far behind. And we see, what do we see coming out of the School of Cavalry? Nothing queued up just yet. Wheelbarrow is on the cards. He will need quite a bit more. Actually, he could, yeah, he just needs a bit more. He queues one Royal Knight, so there will be a Royal Knight coming out. Wham says, well, if you're going to harass my villagers, I'll harass yours. Looking to use the scouts, and puppypaw having to pull out villagers here. Town Center firing at the scout. Oh, Wham, you're going to lose a scout. He lost one scout. That's pretty rough, and he might even lose a lot. Wow, he lost a lot of HP on the set. Wham, he lost 2 scouts here on such an important game, and that is huge, not to be underestimated. 1 scout going down is bad enough, but both means that he has no vision as to what his brother is doing at the moment. I mean, he'll know that the knights are coming out, but I mean, to be able to see what happens coming forward from there, he'll need to invest in another scout. And, you know, these small margins make a big difference in Age of Empires 4 at this pro-level scene. As we do see some spearmen coming out, now completely off of gold. Wham. He does have wheelbarrow already, so that's kind of a good step for him, really. You want to have that wheelbarrow in before you move away from that gold, and he does just that. Keeping the spearmen on the wood line, doesn't want to get pushed off the wood, going for a stable, looking to maybe push this back with a couple of horsemen. Alright. Going to be heating up, it seems. Continuing with the spearman production, not a bad idea. Needs to protect the key resources, rather. Another Royal Knight does come out. I'm not sure what happened to one of the Royal Knights that he produced earlier. Here he is. Here he is. He's trying to look to get some villager picks. Nothing on the berries. So this is where, you know, the feudalage for the French is super strong because, okay, whilst he's not got any villagers, that's absolutely fine because he's taking his brother off of berries, taking his brother off of gold. Now berries is one of the, you know, the bonuses that the Abbasid dynasty get, and so losing that is far from ideal, making him rely on food underneath the town centre, which will run out, and when that does, he'll be forced to come out. It looks like the second town centre looking to come down for Wham. Puppypaw looking to do more damage. He's actually going for an outpost on the front there, looking to secure that position, and he's going to be able to do just that because there are archers on the field now for Puppypaw, looking to actually just snipe the spearmen, and there are horsemen there for Wham, which will force the issue a little bit. Puppypaw looking to just take some relatively decent trades here. We're able to get chivalry if he does, and that will heal up his knights. Uses the charge attack, and that spearman absolutely gets wrecked. This is where micro is going to be key for Puppypaw. If you can get some charge attacks on the spearmen, take them out, that'll be huge. We don't see the charge being used there by the knights just yet, but the outpost will go up, and that's a huge platform to push on from for Puppypaw. This looks to be a strong position. Wham is going to need to do something about this. Defending is a key part of Age of Empires 4, and we'll see if Wham has enough in his locker to be able to defend this outpost rush with the knights, with the archers from Puppypaw, which is going to be a very aggressive French. Puppypaw behind this, as you can see, just the one archery range, got a decent number on stone, looking to get a second town centre himself, and that'll be strong for the village count because 2 town centres for French will outproduce villagers than the 2 town centres for Wham and the Abbasid dynasty, but of course the Abbasid dynasty gets it for cheaper, so more military might be on the cards. Looks like Puppypaw is going for stone here on the front as well, looking to keep the villagers active, and maybe looking to get arrow slits as well, possibly. We shall see. He doesn't have the gold income for it. No, he does actually. So on the wrong toggle there for a second there, but Puppypaw could afford arrow slits, not opting for it yet. He's going to go for the military, maybe look to continue to get some stone to pour that second town centre. Has 8 villagers on stone, so not quite enough just yet. On the right side though, we do see an expansion here for Wham, looking to get the gold and the berries. This is a very nice location for Wham if he can keep it protected, which is trying to do with an outpost, but I suspect Puppypaw knows about this, and if he does, that is a huge bit of intel that's super important. He doesn't know about that, but that's a bit of pocket eco there for Wham that could come in clutch here. Could be a way back into the game for him, and as you can see, he's playing 1 town centre here, Wham. Going for a super aggressive feudalage, which is not a bad option here with the horsemen and the spearmen. Looks like it's actually the French going for more of a passive approach, as we see him get 300 stone for that second town centre, and he immediately places it down someplace. I think he cancelled it. He's not going to go for it. He's going to go for the barracks first. He's not going to get that second town centre just yet. He invests the wood in the barracks, looking to secure his position. He sees the horsemen on the field. He's a bit worried about those horsemen coming to raid him. And we see an early knight, royal knight there, looking to do some damage. Has to back off though, only with 18 HP left on. And here we see chivalry is in play. As you can see, the royal knights are healing up. Gonna get some charge attacks against the spears, I suspect. And this is huge. This is so important because puppypaw can dictate the fight with the knights on the field. You probably just want to get these spearmen to bait them in a little bit to the outpost and maybe use a charge attack, 1 or 2 in the back off. But probably need a couple more knights before he endeavours something like that. 5 horsemen going forward for Wham, looking to see if they can get some villager picks on the gold here, which would be quite nice. Game is kind of passive at the moment. It's kind of eased off a little bit as we see Wham go down for another town centre on the berries. And the town centre for puppypaw coming up over near the deer. Puppypaw has fortified his position with the outpost there, with the arrow slits as well. So we saw that coming in. We can see the charge attack. Oh, he just backs off there in time, and he's just trying to get the villagers, but this knight gets snared, and he does just about pull away. So that's pretty huge for puppypaw. That knight will heal up back to normal health again. "41 villagers for puppypaw, 34 for the Basset dynasty, played by Wham." And I'm not sure if Wham sees this second town centre, and that is huge because Wham might be in the full sense of security, thinking, oh well, you know, I've got 2 town centres. Well, so does your brother, my man, and his TCs work faster. Archer's moving forward for puppypaw, looking to see if he can get some damage. There are a lot of spearmen and horsemen on the field for the Basset dynasty. Villagers coming off for Wham, looking to get a 3rd town centre. It seems like 400 stone in the kitty. Looks like he's going to get the town centre maybe around the back here near the gold and the berry patches. I'm not entirely sure. He needs the wood for it, actually. He hasn't got the wood just yet, but we'll be working on that with those villagers. And it'll be interesting to see where he gets that 3rd town centre. We'll need it to be able to catch up on the village count. Looks like in the meantime, as you can see here, just look at the food count for Wham. Despite being on 2 town centres, his food count is really rising. And I mean, this is effectively costing him the worth of 1 town centre. And so, you know, puppypaw, not only has he got 2 town centres, double that, his town centres are running faster. Which will mean he'll need more villagers to keep it going. A bit of a raid here with a couple of horsemen. The horsemen will go down, just 1 left. Okay, Wham looking to keep this game as long as possible. He's going to wall up this east corner. It offers him a lot of protection, actually. It's very nice there because I don't think Poppy saw too much of that. And that's going to be crucial. We just switch over to his position. Wham has a nice pocket economy here. Nicely well protected. As we see, the town centre does go on the berries. We'll need to drop a mill on that as well. And there's gold there. And a little bit of wood. Not really enough wood. Wood might become a little... No, he's got 2 wood lines. He'll be fine, Wham. Wham will be fine. Knights will be charging in. Going to be running into the spearman. Not a great fight for puppypaw. Loses 1 knight very quickly. And now this is an issue because puppypaw knows this is happening. Puppypaw will know that there's 3 town centres on the field. Won't be too worried about it in one way because he'll know that he has faster working town centres, but he'll need to do something about this. He'll need to either expand again himself for a 3rd town centre, or maybe look to be aggressive in the castle age, possibly feudal age. Let's just see what he's going to do. It looks like he's quite stuck in the feudal age, actually. It doesn't really look like feudal age, castle age rather, is on the cards. He's spending a lot of food with the villagers. And whereas, you know, as you can see, Wham, look at his food count. It's super healthy. And he has invested in a decent number of spearmen as well. But the knights are relatively expensive here for puppypaw. So losing one of these bad boys is not something you want to do. A decent amount of army with the archers in behind, looking to heal up these knights that are pretty low in health. And it looks like puppypaw, instead of expanding to match his brother, is actually going to go. And that kind of makes sense because, you know, the Basset dynasty will want to play an expansive game because the villagers are just much cheaper. And now puppypaw actually looking to go for a ram rush in behind this, looking to pile on the pressure. He's going to go for the deer on the right side. Does have a handy spearman there looking to defend that position. Without that spearman, there might be a couple more dead villagers. Rams are coming for the chivalry knights, looking to heal up. 2 scouts, a couple of knights, archers followed up with more knights and archers and a spearman even. A couple of spearmen there in the mix as well. So puppypaw looking to put some damage. Looking to do some damage in the fuselage. Don't forget the French are super strong in the fuselage, but Wham will be going up to the next stage relatively soon. And that would be a big problem. I mean, I think, did he commit to it? Has he actually clicked? Looks like he's clicked. He has to look to get up to the next stage. He needs to just survive for just a bit. Spearman out of position here, just a little bit. Archers looking to hone down on the spearman. This third town center is looking to be taken down. There is a ram there as well. This is going to be a problem for Wham. He's probably going to have to be denied this position. Villagers on wood going to have to back off as well. Spearmen just don't have the mobility that they want. And a lot of archers in behind this for puppypaw. There are a lot of military here. 32 military from Wham. 36 from puppypaw. So, I mean, actually, to be fair, Wham's got a lot of military. But the issue for Wham here is he doesn't really have enough of the right stuff. He's got a lot of spearmen, but the archers, once the archers get taken down, well, puppypaw can always dictate this fight. The knights will always run away, and the archers will slowly chip away at the spearman numbers, as you can see they're doing now. The villagers come out of the town centre, there are 10 of them, making a run for it, making a mad dash for it. Villager count now, looking at 61 for Wham, he's actually population blocked with the houses being taken down. 67 for puppypaw. Puppypaw looks into be a strong position here. Going to take down the mill, actually backs off. Doesn't want to waste the time there, he's going to move forward with his ram instead. And this is huge because Wham has teched up, but he'll need the military on the field, and he'll need those upgrades, and he'll need them fast to be able to push this back. Puppypaw, on a bit of a timer, is actually going to go for a second ram and a second outpost. Puppypaw looking to see this through in the fuselage, looking to do the damage, looking to take the set 2-1 to make sure that he gets to the last 8 of the Redbull Wololo legacy, the road to it, for week number 3. And now the ram is coming out. Don't forget the Abbasid dynasty only have 2 landmarks. They've only got the House of Wisdom and the town centre, but that House of Wisdom will be even more tanky now for having reached the castle age. I don't think preservation knowledge is probably going to come in. He's going to look to battle it out and get the army, and actually the army numbers here for Wham is pretty decent. Puppypaw forcing the issue, wants to take out as much army before these all become castle age army, and that's huge. There is going to be a mangonel built on the field, as the Abbasid dynasty have that benefit with the spearmen, and mangonel will be able to push us back. Spearman mangonel could work very, very nicely here. Wham looking to push this back now. There's in the castle age, looking to get some upgrades as well, so he's going to go for the preservation of knowledge, which is a nice touch. Puppypaw looking to take out the House of Wisdom. House of Wisdom almost down to half the health. I've got plenty of more health left on that though, and gonna have to back off a little bit somewhat. It seems Puppypaw looking to just live to fight another day. The mangonel's in the background trying to fire off and get some good hits, but the Rams are still doing some work on this House of Wisdom. It will take a little while, that's for sure. Alright, looks like the Spearmen are on hand, looking to siege down the Rams. There are 2 outposts. Puppypaw looking to get arrow slits and fortify this outpost as well. The Spearmen looking to take down the Rams. It takes 1, there's still 1 more left. The mangonel behind. Need to get a good hit on the archers. They miss by quite a bit. Mangonel looking to get a second shot. Puppypaw needs to be careful. Looking to micro this. It doesn't get hit. He pulls away. Great micro. Another battalion of army here. French army, knights coming in. There's no hole there. There's an archer, the archers behind it, but it looks like Wham is going to be quite content to force the fight if he can. Get some knight picks. Alright, pop capped again for Wham. It's producing villagers like a madman. 77 villagers for Puppypaw, for Wham, sorry. 85 for Puppypaw. Puppypaw's got the eco advantage, but the tech advantage is firmly within the hands of Wham. But Puppypaw looking to get up to the castle age very soon. Let's see what it's going to go for. Is he going to go for the Royal Institute, or is he going to go for the Guild Hall? He's actually going to go for the Royal Institute, so he's going to look to see this out in castle age. Puppypaw going to be aggressive here, especially, you know, that's shown by the fact that of his choice of landmark. There's still 1 more ram on the field for Puppypaw, looking to take down that House of Wisdom. A ram for Wham, looking to take down the fortified outposts. The knights do jump in. Puppypaw is going to jump in and take that out. And the castle age is now in Puppypaw's possession. So he's going to go for upgrade to veteran knights and also the veteran archers. So the knight and archer combination, very common with the French, is a fan favorite of theirs. Lots of spearmen there now. Veteran spearmen though. But this is not a fight that Puppypaw wanted. This is not a fight Puppy wants to take. Not before the upgrades. Not like this. Puppypaw is going to lose so much. The Royal Knights have been upgraded. So the Royal Knight upgrade did come in. So that's actually really important. Whew. For a second there, I thought that was going to be a really bad fight. Royal Institute is up as well, so people looking to get some of these upgrades like Candid Saddles, which increase the Royal Knight's bonus damage after charge by 10. And I also want to get Royal Bloodlines, which increases the health of all cavalry by 35%. Give the Royal Bloodlines first. Now the Royal Institute, what it is, it's a landmark which essentially houses all the technologies unique to the French, and the research is 20% cheaper here as well. And it ignores the age requirements, so you can get Imperial Age upgrades basically from that landmark. Archer range is going down for Wham, looking to maybe look to get some crossbowmen. He's probably anticipating the Knight switch already. Spearmen do well, but they don't have the mobility that Knights do, and the range for the crossbows means they can just hang out, they can chill out, protect key resources, and the Knights can't get too close. Because the moment they do, those crossbowmen will fire off their arrows and do a heck of a lot of damage. Okay, mass walls here coming up on the left, but they're going to be denied charge attack from the Knights. Puppypaw knows what's going on now. Going to look to deny those walls, and I'm looking to send an army there on the west to help secure that position. Outpost doesn't go up either. Knights have that mobility. The archers will only tickle them, but they are veteran archers, so they'll do more damage than the field age upgrades archers, that's for sure. Okay, well, I'm looking to be less greedy with his walls now. Puppypaw looking to wall up his side of the map as well. House of Wisdom, 3,345 hit points still left on that. And doesn't look like Wham's going to be investing in the wood to repair that. Who could blame him? He wants to be aggressive now, it seems. Let's take a look at the military count. 69 military for Puppypaw, 58 for Wham. Relatively equal numbers here. But it has to be said, this army looks a bit more fearsome from Puppy, with the veteran archers, hardened spearmen, and the veteran Royal Knight. Not to mention the three Springles there, looking to take down those mangonels, which will be a key issue. You can see the crossbowmen here, one of my favourite units in the game, that's for sure, for Wham. Heavy on the stone here for Puppypaw, looking to get the keep. Don't forget the French with the keep, when they had the production buildings around the keep, the production buildings and their units become a lot cheaper, significantly cheaper. And I suspect that's what he's doing. He's got a lot of villages on stone, looking to ramp up production, but waiting somewhat for that keep to go up. But Puppypaw is going to be in trouble if he doesn't produce his units quickly, because Wham is not in a waiting mood. Puppypaw looking to bring this relic back home. Will he make it? I don't think he will. He brought it a bit closer to home, but not all the way. And that's going to be an issue. No relics in just yet for Puppypaw. I suspect Wham has... Oh, Wham did pick up a relic or two. Just the one. And the Knight looking to do some damage here, but we'll be taking arrow fire for the garrison town centre, but they don't really do too much to those Knights. It's kind of tickling here. Wham looking to put some pressure down the middle now, with spearmen and a couple of crossbowmen in behind. And we see the keep going up in a very nice spot for Puppypaw, defending this main gold. 4,000 gold there to be had, as well as this stone, somewhat. Spearman looking to move on the right side. This is a bad move for Wham. He didn't see that, and he loses a lot of units here for free. Archers in a perfect spot for the French on the right side of his base. Keep goes up. Forward keep goes down for Wham. Looking to get some map control. The keep probably won't go up. The Knights are going to charge in, and there's not much army in position for Wham, or they do spring out of the woods. Archers in the background looking to do some damage. Crossbowmen, arbaletier rather. And the keep does go up actually, so there's a lot of villagers there. Won't be able to deny it with no other army coming in. And now this is an issue. This is going to become a fight here to maintain this position. Puppypaw will probably want to pull out of this. He does pull out, but lost some army in the process. And spearmen are already going down for Wham. This is the issue. Wham losing a lot of spearmen, and this gives Puppypaw an opportunity to attack back into the Knights, which is exactly what it's going to do, and they're going to do it cheaply from the influence of the keep. Now we do have a siege workshop. We see Trebuchet queued up, and that's expected here. No doubt about that. Wants to get rid of that keep in that forward position. Wham looking to expand even further to secure the wood line. Another wood line Now the 2 wood lines secured. That's going to be important as time goes on. What's to be noticed here though is that puppypaw could be looking to go to the Imperial Age relatively soon here. Has the gold for it, doesn't quite have the food, but Imperial Age could be really strong here for puppypaw. What's interesting though is that he does have the Royal Institute, so maybe the Guild Hall could have overall been a good thing, but he wasn't to know. He wanted to make sure he had a secure position, does have all the upgrades already, so when he does get to the Imperial Age, if he gets the Elite Knight upgrade, he'll be looking super strong. Ooh, okay, yeah, don't forget about these. The sacred sites exist. And what a fantastic third game for this set. Now, the keep will be slowly going down for Wham because of the trebuchet that's there, no doubt firing. I'm not sure where it is exactly. Now, there it is, firing from a very long range. No trebuchets on the field for Wham. This is an issue. He's got siege, but not in the form of trebuchets. And so he's going to expend a lot of wood on this, but Knights will dive in, and once they do go close, the villagers has garrison, and this leaves the castle not repairing. But Knights will go down. They can't really hang out for too long. A couple of mangonels on the field for the Abbasid dynasty, but springholes there are to counter for the French. Alright guys, I hope you enjoy this casted game, and if you do give the video a thumbs up. Really helps the channel, and I'm enjoying the games anyway. So we're going to have some fun with this one. This is the crucial game really, the best of 3. It is the decider. Puppypaw doubling down on the stables is going heavy on the Knights. Now it must be said though, once these Knights do reach the elite status, well, if they do, because he's not really committed to the Imperial Age just yet, they can be super tanky and super hard to stop. You've got to be careful though, because Wham does have the counter units. He's got spearmen, he's got crossbowmen, obviously he lost a lot of spearmen, and he's now transitioned into man-at-arms. Puppypaw looking just to keep scouting with a couple of Knights here and there, looking to find out what's going on the map. Getting a second sacred site, which would be really good for him. He actually has access to the third sacred site as well, because the map control that he's got is so strong here. Okay, we see the College of Artillery. No surprises there. Puppypaw looking to be aggressive. This will unlock some units for him. Let's take a look. So it produces Royal Artillery siege units, or engines rather, which do 20% more damage. They get the Royal Cannon, the Royal Rebaldaquin, and the Royal Culverin. There is the Imperial Age, and we shall see if he goes for some siege. He is actually pop capped, got Royal Cannons in the queue, 200 population for Puppypaw. Wham is going to be getting there slowly, but not up to the Imperial Age just yet. He'll want to do that very soon, now that he knows that his brother is there. Surprisingly, doesn't have some of these upgrades that he could have had. Relatively cheap as well, agriculture. But it's going to go for the military wing. Trebuchet still working hard. It's really kind of difficult for Wham to stop this. Can't get close because of the keeps. I suspect if we see some cannons on the field for the French, that's going to make things even worse. Puppypaw should be pretty happy about just spending some units here, because he is population, well, he was population capped. And so he'll want to make the army count for something, and now we do see a cannon, a royal cannon, looking to take down the keep. Wham has other ideas. He's going to pressure this a little bit, going to try and defend the position. He loses the keep. He backs off with the army as well, lets the mangonels come into a bit of a better position. But there are springholes on the field for Puppypaw. The difference really is the springholes, and the Knights have that mobility, which is very nice. Looking to take down the outpost now. Wham on the back foot. He is sending some units here on the right side, some veteran horsemen looking to do some raiding, but at this kind of stage of the game, it's more slow methodical pushes that we need. A couple of villages lost here and there, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference, especially with the French and their town centres working faster. The French army moving forward, looking to get some outposts in the meantime as well on the way. 3 springholes and a cannon, pushing so much back. Springhole's looking to take some fights against the mangonels. Mangonels pulled back, and the army from Wham snipes those Springles. 3 Springles go down for 3 for puppypaw. That's pretty bad, actually, all things considered. And now Wham's going to push. He's going to push. There's only archers and a royal cannon there. There is a mangonel behind. If Wham can get rid of the mangonel with a horseman, which it looks like he will, doing the torch damage, that is huge. The mangonel go down. The archers will go down to the horsemen and the crossbows and, yeah, I mean, everything that's in behind. And this is huge for puppypaw, but the elite knights are in now. That's going to do a lot of damage here. Despite the fact that they're crossbowmen, the crossbowmen will do great to trade off them. There are just not enough elite royal knights here for puppypaw. There is that raiding going on, as you can see the pinging here on the right side. 1 horseman just being annoying there, and horseman, yeah, these guys aren't going to do too much, but they're being annoying. Crossbowmen holding the line super well for Wham with the Springles in behind. Cannon might be going down if he's not too careful. The Royal Culverin rather. The Royal Culverin will be sniping the siege, the Springles, and the villagers are looking to prepare the Culverin. The Culverin does go down though. Wham pushes this back, and the Trebuchet will need to probably fall back as well. Puppypaw under a bit of pressure here. Wham doing great with the economy and pushing this back. And now it comes kind of to the real part of Age of Empires, the strategy, army composition. What does our opponent going for? Crossbowmen are on the field for Wham. It feels like if he can mass those up, the knights won't be able to do too much damage. And then you kind of sense that puppypaw has 2 options. He can go for crossbowman himself, full crossbowman, which is a bit vulnerable to the horseman that you see, or puppypaw could go for a horseman himself. He's opting to continue with the super tanky elite royal knights. Who could blame him? He's got the mobility, that's the main thing, and he can force villagers off of gold now for Wham. Okay, push is slow but methodical. It has to be said that Wham does have this left sacred site, which is very nice for his gold economy. And this is where the big fight is. The knights dive in, not too much damage they can do. Trebuchet is under fire from puppypaw, and we see a forward keep, well, defensive keep rather, for Wham. Looking to solidify that position. It's a very nice keep position, but he needs to be careful because there is a Trebuchet there already firing at the keep. So the keep is under pressure already, and oof, if that Trebuchet latched on earlier, that keep would have gone down before it was even up. And when it does go up, we'll be under pressure. We see the horsemen engage with the spearmen in behind. Spearmen will take care of 2 of the knights with the crossbows in behind. Now puppypaw has to retreat somewhat, and the keep does go up for Wham. That's going to be huge. Villagers going here on the left here for puppypaw. Where are these guys going? Has he placed a foundation for something? Yeah, keep on the west side to secure that gold. We need to get map control here for both players. When it gets to the late game, they want the gold income. And now the thing is for puppypaw is because he went for the Royal Institute, he doesn't have the Guild Hall, and the Guild Hall could be a very, very nice source of gold or any other income of resources he would want. Alas, he doesn't have that. And Wham, on the other hand, has those cheap villagers, but not much in terms of infinite resources generation. The French did have the Guild Hall, but obviously that's not in play at the moment, and cannot be. We see the Trebuchet heading back up, looking to try and take that keep on the center of the map. The keep on the west side of the map does go up for puppypaw. That's going to be helpful for his villagers, the gold income. This is not to be snuffed at, guys. This is a lot of gold. This is 8,000 gold on the map that puppypaw's taken that he had no right to, really. Horseman cycling down on the right side. Well, Wham retreats, brings his army back home. He is up to 187 village, or 188 population. Still producing that army. Doesn't want to commit just yet. Elite horsemen are on the cards. Oh, there's a big raid here. Wham's going to dive in with the elite horsemen, but run straight past about 10 villages that could have been taken. It is what it is. He's going to go straight for the gold, I suspect. Or the farms, maybe? I don't know. Looks like the farms. Trebuchet still making some good work here. It's actually trying to snipe the Mangonel. On the left side, Elite Royal Knights looking to break in, but there's a keep there for Wham on the west side. So Wham looking to secure this position. Doesn't want to let his opponent in. He's got the Madrasa as well, looking to get the incendiary arrows. Another horseman raid. Puppypaw will be losing some villagers, but it's still really neck and neck. And at this point, raiding very rarely does too much damage. It's about having that slow, methodical push forward down the center or key areas of the map and denying resources. Puppypaw, look at that food income. Insane. He could just run in with the units here and replenish them very quickly. Okay, horsemen running in. You're looking to get some village damage, but they will be taken out by a massive crossbowmen. Despite horsemen doing the being a counter unit, the crossbowmen just doing too much damage, too many of them. Oh, quite a deadly massive crossbowman there. That's to be said. Villagers going forward for Wham, looking at some more outposts there to defend his position. Spearmen not really engaging as well as they should be with the horsemen there. Elite horseman is in play. There's a mangonel looking to take down a lot of the spearmen, but the spearmen are too much here. The spearmen are going to look to take down the what's rest of the elite royal knights and then work their way through. But the knights are being produced so fast. They're not knights, they're horsemen, and the horsemen do a decent amount of damage. They're going to try and deny the second keep. Trebuchet is probably still firing at it. It's packed up, but it will be firing it very soon, I'm sure. The horseman won't be able to deny this. There's just too much on the field. It looked like he's going to go for the mangonels instead, because he's worried about his crossbowman mass. Okay, second keep goes up for Wham. That's going to be huge, guys. Horsemen are on the play for Wham. Wham might be able to push this back if he can mass up enough horsemen. It doesn't have enough just yet. It's going for camel archers. Puppypaw looking to be in a strong position. I think when you look at the resources, Puppypaw has such a clear advantage in the food and the wood that he can just keep spamming horsemen. And I think Puppypaw is starting to tighten his grip on this game. Wham needs a solution. I'm not sure where it's going to come from. And Puppypaw looks to be in a strong position. This keep is under a heck of a lot of fire. There are some royal culverins there from the French, as well as that trebuchet firing underneath the keep here. It's under quite low HP, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to get sniped anytime soon. The pressure is really starting to build up for Wham now. He might consider tapping out because, I don't know, he's under pressure. He's got a lot more in the game left though. He's got the potential to push this back. If he can get the right army composition and get some positions secured. He does have a keep further behind this as well. So I'll buy him some time maybe to make a switch. Maybe a full horseman switch might be the play here for Wham. Just doesn't have the economy, and that is the huge thing. He doesn't have that food count that he needs right now. And when you look at the income per minute, he's got enough. He's just spending it all. And that's pretty rough that he doesn't have what he needs, it seems. French are going to push in forward now again. Takes care of another keep, and we'll be seeing those royal culverins fire off units again. Trebuchet will be packing up on the move, I suspect. Not yet. Actually can range it from here, looking to take down the keep. There is raiding happening here. At least I could believe there are. Yeah, a couple of horsemen there. We're taking that by the keep. Just not enough effective raiding. There's a raiding here on the right here. Puppypaw sneaks in a couple of knights, and they'll be doing a lot of damage, taking down the food economy. But in fact, they actually do go down. These are horsemen, not knights. There might have been a knight, but that was a horseman. And continue to try and keep trying to raid Puppypaw. Both players are raiding, to be fair. It's just not really working out for them. They need that miniature on the field, and that's what they're doing. Strong push here, back in the middle here. Crossbowmen looking to take down the horsemen. Culverins doing a fantastic job. And Trebuchet in behind this, constantly firing at that keep. I think if Wham loses his keep, it would be a big problem. It does have outposts dotted around, but will that be enough? I'm not so sure. Puppypaw moving forward with the mangonels, with the royal culverins, with the knights, with the horsemen, with the crossbowmen. He's got everything. They keep now on fire for Wham. This is a problem. He does have a large army in behind. He's got a trebuchet, a couple of bombards, and so quite a few spearmen and horsemen constantly producing, but doesn't have the economy behind this. Look at the food count. Look at the wood count for Puppypaw compared to his brother. And now Wham's not going to be able to. He's going to struggle to replace these units once he's lost them, and once he loses them, it means that Puppypaw can move further forward. Puppypaw might lose the mangonel, but he won't be too bothered. He can just build more on the field. Culverin goes down, and there are one mangonel going down very soon, I suspect. In fact, as we said, the spearmen are taking their sweet time to do it. Guys, what a fantastic game. Two trebuchets on the field for Wham, looking to push this back. I'm not sure if he's got enough though, guys. This push is very fatal if it pulls it off. Puppypaw looking to be aggressive. He's looking to push it into the middle of the base. I can feel something happening here. The game has gone up in tempo. Wham is under a lot of pressure. Not sure he has enough. Population is really suffering for Wham. 135 population, 200 for puppypaw. This is looking bad for Wham. I'm not sure he can come back from this. There's a couple of camel archers which are relatively pop efficient, but it doesn't have the resources really to spam out units. And puppypaw looking to seal the deal, looking to take the third game of the set, and if he does, we're going through to the next phase of this tournament. Mangonels pushing forward in, 2 Mangonels with the horsemen in front to protect, looking to do some damage. And yeah, puppypaw securing the position here for the trade, making sure that his opponent doesn't trade, and also the gold line, looking to put some pressure on that. Keep did go up there on the left side in the end for Wham, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Puppy looking in power. I think this is going to be the last hurrah. Lots of camel riders, sorry, lots of camel archers with horsemen, elite horsemen no less, looking to pull in some pressure. But yeah, it's not going to be able to do too much damage. There are some mangonels firing against this, but the horsemen taking a lot of damage on the crossbows. There's just not enough here crossbows to fight that off. The horsemen will counter them, of course. Villagers there looking to protect the mangonels, maybe repair them. Horseman spam comes in, but actually Wham looks to push this back ever so slightly. Puppypaw getting an outpost though, that's going to be a problem for him. This is hard to read. I mean, it just feels like Wham is picking up a little bit of momentum, but the problem for him, his population is so low, it's still dwindling, 64 villagers. I don't see a way back. Doesn't have the economy. Puppypaw will be replacing the army as soon as he leaves it, going for a forward keep. There's no way he can deny this. This is the get out of my game keep. A bittersweet ending for Puppypaw. I'm sure he doesn't want to knock out his brother, but he will have to progress to the next stage of the tournament. And with that keep going up, he calls it. Puppypaw takes the set. He wins the last game of the set to bring it to a close. Puppypaw progresses to the next stage of the Redbull Wololo legacy, the road to it, to qualify for it. He gets to the final 8. Unlucky for his brother. A bittersweet moment for Puppypaw, but he takes the set and he seals his place in the final 8.